What is the fascination with white racist people and white Santa Claus? I don't understand this. Why attack black Santa Claus? Right-wing political commentator and failed comedian Steven Crowder went on another racist rant about black Santa Claus and Disneyland. Here it is.
But that's the true spirit of Christmas, is making sure that we divide and conquer by race.
Yeah, of course.
Absolutely. Which brings us to this now, that Disney World, Disneyland, they're hiring black Santas.
Oh, good.
And before we get, Dave, have you ever seen a black Santa?
I guess if I'm in the wrong mall, you?
Figurines at Dollar Tree. Now, here's the thing. I don't care. Quarterback Garrett?
Yep.
Did you want a black Santa? What about your full black relatives, where they were like, I want a black Santa? If you had a black Santa show up, do you think you'd be like, oh, that must be one of his helpers from the mall?
I mean, that's obvious. All the ones in the mall, they're always the helpers.
Yeah.
I did have a family member that had the black Santa, like the glowing plastic black Santa in their yard.
How did it glow? Was it a black light?
Ouch.
You walk by Santa, your teeth turn blue?
You could just see the hat.
You see the lint?
No, he's smiling.
Here's the thing. I don't care, but this is the most blatant example of cultural appropriation that I can think of. Wearing a sombrero, Taco Tuesday, that you purchased from a Mexican is not cultural appropriation.
No.
Taking a historical figure who has been an important, arguably one of the most important cultural icons of Western civilization and changing the race is cultural appropriation. I don't care. I just don't know why it's necessary. I don't understand why people feel they need a black Santa Claus.
Historical figure, you say? Important icon. Most famous quote, ho, ho, ho. Okay, let's go down this rabbit hole. First of all, this racist rant and the content therein completely contrary to the actual historical record. Now, we know for sure that Santa Claus, as celebrated in the United States of America, is a fictional character. Not real, not historic. Actually, it's the opposite of historic, it's fake. But there is a genesis, there's a start to the notion and the understanding of Santa Claus, and I'm gonna break this down. Now, before I do that, let's go to Disneyland and what Disneyland did. Disneyland parks in California and Florida have quietly included black Santas throughout their theme parks for the first time in the company's 66-year theme park history. According to CNN, visitors and staff at Disneyland Resort in California and Walt Disney World Resort in Florida have spotted black Santas at certain meet and greet events and at after hours Christmas parties. Good for them, should have been a black Santa, all right? I get pissed if I go to a black mall and I see a white Santa. I always talk to management about that, doesn't make any sense to me, okay? Fictional character, give the kids something at least that looks like them, that's jovial and happy and joyous. We all know what it is, all right? You don't have to celebrate Christmas to understand the disconnect between having a white figure be the person that everybody says is holy. All right, they've done this historically. The white male dominated social structure in the United States of America has always given us white figures, or they turned them white and said, these are the ones worthy of your admiration. Jesus was not white either. They turned him white. Okay. Crowder insists that he really didn't care, but then did an entire show about caring in reference to black Santa Claus. Crowder says this is a cultural icon of Western civilization and that it's cultural appropriation. However, the truth is completely contrary to what he said. Although Saint Nicholas has been portrayed in icons as a white man with rosy red cheeks for centuries, a modern day forensic study of the bishop's bones discovered that he resembled a light brown man of color, okay? This is the history of Saint Nicholas. Meanwhile, a cathedral built in Bari, Italy, this is in 1087, To honor the saints, depict him as a Middle Eastern man with very dark skin. According to Psychology Today, the Turkish-born saint looked, and I quote, much more like Osama bin Laden than today's average white man or Coca-Cola's Santa Claus. White conservatives like Crowder have no claim here to determine the race of a childhood icon or fictional character, regardless of skin tone. Let's bring this thing back home. Regardless of skin tone, okay? Both St. Nicholas and the man we recognize as Santa Claus are symbolic of the joy of giving. Santa Claus, once a year, comes to bring gifts, love, and hope to millions of children around the world. In essence, he shouldn't be limited to just one image or skin color. Instead, she'll be embraced as a figure of our imagination and acceptance in all forms, whether that's in traditional sense or as the modernized version created by the Black Santa company, Santa. Reminds us of light and humanity. That's what it should do, right? But no, it has become part of the racial and cultural war. And let me remind everyone, it has been utilized as a great marketing ploy in the United States of America. 70% of Americans overspend during one season, right now. You know why they overspend? Because the giants of marketing have indoctrinated us to believe that this season should be a season of buying, not a season of giving. Because giving is what you do from the heart. Giving is what you probably do all year round anyway. Giving your time, your services, your love. Nothing reaches its full potential until it's given away. That's you, your time, your love, your resources. Not just because you bought something. Dina, what are your thoughts here?
Well, that was so well said. It's hard to know what to add. But I think that, yeah, you're right. He's wrong on the history. Christianity actually started in the East. Right. People were first called Christians in Syria. The first Christian church was in modern day Istanbul. This is actually part of 7th grade curriculum. So he's just wrong on that. And then he's so offensive to what you're saying is like love and peace, and why can't we all feel included? And what's so offensive about that? And like you say, this capitalism, this market construct, maybe that's the evil that we should all kind of band against. It's not about religion, it's not about cultural, it's not about ethics, but it's about this greed and corporation, and somehow everything kind of gets tied into it in a way that it shouldn't.
Yeah, very well said.